Cougar Puri is here, and it's almost as hot as Africa. Good afternoon, welcome to Turbo Tortoise Tech. If you're new here, I'm Reese of the 4-piece warranty Orgy Triple XL. And I've got the Cougar Puri RGB. I've done the TKL, I remember actually doing it. And this has got some considerable upgrades to that. And honestly has some features that no other brand has at this price point. This is now one of the best value budget premium keyboards. And I say budget premium, but honestly, I think Cougar is really moving up a step with their product. And this is an example to that. They really had like a little bit of a concerning dip. It was actually something the local product manager and I had a chat about, but they are back. And this is just testament to that. The Puri Mini RGB, like I say, is one of the best value keyboards I've found really at this price point right now. So let's start off with what's in the box. Well, you obviously get a keyboard, you get a really nice cable. It's not braided. I'm actually okay with that. It's very flexible, soft rubber type. You get a very nice key puller. You get a very nice manual as well, which is complete with all of the function sets and stuff you're going to probably have to look at. And you get a keyboard cover, the actual dust cover for it, which magnetically attaches on all four corners. So it's kind of nicely kitted out of the box, I've got to say. Speaking of this dust cover, it's like nicely smoked plastic type of effect with a matte finish. Cougar nicely embossed on the bottom left. And as I said, it attaches on all four corners with a magnet. It's got a little cutout at the back for where the cable attaches, so you can use it with a cable. Someone's thought about this very, very well. And the finish and the build quality of this is pretty good. Even if I was to drop it, say on the floor or something like that, I'm actually not worried about it. It's pretty rigid. It's just malleable enough, but it's like old space case type material, which is sick. I gotta say, it took me a little bit space casey off the back foot, and I just love that it's there, because in South Africa, for like, let's say 70% of the year, we don't really get a lot of rain. So it is quite a dusty place. And so something like this, in this dust-ridden ball that we call South Africa, it is very nice to have. Honestly, we have like some of the best weather you could want to have in the world. So I'm not really complaining about it, but please can we get some rain? Anyway, back to the keyboard. RGB backlit, of course. A nice ring around the bottom as well. And the RGB backlighting is more than strong enough. Especially on the fourth setting, the highest brightness setting, it is pretty damn good. Around the back of the keyboard, you are going to notice quite a lot of light beam. The diffusing on it is not absolutely perfect, but I don't really care. It looks flippin' amazing. All four corners are rubberized, and the kickstands are rubberized as well. The kickstand takes it from flat to about a 7-degree output is what you're going to get from the keyboard. So it is almost perfect when it is like that under your hand. And the keycaps have some of the best uniformity you're going to find, and you can actually see it on that side profile shot that I've got there, the flat and the standing shot. You're going to notice that all of the keycaps are very, very, very well positioned. They are almost perfect, well, pretty much perfect in those cases. And it's a big focus for Cougar over here are these DSA formed keycaps, and it's to get the formation just right for the fingertip so that it feels comfortable. And then the distance between the keys, which actually threw me off a little bit at first, but after about 10 minutes, then I got used to it, and then it became actually kind of convenient because they were feeling like they were closer together, but they're not really. It's just the keycap that gives you that kind of effect. Double shot PBTs, as you'd expect, and then it's got a Gator red switch, as you'll see from the image I've taken with the keycaps removed. It's Gator reds that they have over here. So they've employed a very good brand of switch, them, KL and Cherry MX being the most of the switches that we see. We do see some TTCs, but honestly, if you're looking at most keyboards, you're going to find either a Gator or a Cherry MX. So they've done a very good job to incorporate a very good switch. Flat aluminium deck as well. That's what we like to see. It just makes cleaning that much easier. It just use the built-in keycap puller, or the key switch puller, which is, I mean, that easy. I'm just going to do it nice and cleanly without causing any damage to anything, and then clean it and put everything back. And with this, it's minutes, not even, to get that job done. So nice to include it in the package. And I always love that they put these little like rings inside of here. Like, how hard is it to pull that you need that much force? You don't. It's just, they made it nice and easy. Not that anything's going to fall off of here at any point or anytime soon. Now, a big focus for this are the gaskets as well. And it's something that I'm kind of impressed by, is the feel and the audio that comes from this keyboard. All of the switches are also pre-lubricated and they do feel fantastic. But listen to that bottom out audio. It sounds flippin' amazing for a keyboard at 1,600 Rand. And this is one of the only ones with a flat deck at this price point. Most of them are like 200-300 Rand, sometimes 400 Rand more, to basically get the exact same thing. That wasn't enough. They've improved the Cougar PIX software considerably. It now has auto updating for its firmware as well. So that was nice to see when I loaded in and connected, that it immediately prompted me to do the firmware update. Did it like in seconds. It was pretty seamless. So they've got good download service for us here in South Africa as well. That is something that can be quite annoying. You sit there for like 5 minutes downloading a 5 meg program before you could use your keyboard. It was kind of irritating. But everything was super fluid and straightforward. And like I say, now it's been significantly improved. Not only has the lighting function been considerably improved, but the macro. Now you can set delays even between each of the key switches or presses. And that's something that you generally only see once again on premium brands. This is why I'm saying Cougar's taken a step up here, because the look and feel of it is better in the software in general, plus the functionality has been improved. And then you can save 3 profiles to the keyboard, as you can see by the C1, C2, and C3 on Q, W, and E. You've got multiple layers, so you've got a primary layer and then the full function set layer. And I mean, eliminating that key, it means you basically have 118% keyboard. So this has more functionality than a standard keyboard because of that function key layer. You can then also lock certain key combinations like Alt F4, for instance, so that they just can't go off. So if someone is trying to troll you at a LAN, which has happened to me many a time with the Windows key lock, then you can actually disable that, which is kind of nice. So very, very cool set of functionality in the software as well. All in all, I'm kind of impressed. This is uber premium. The only complaint I really have is a little bit of lubrication for the spacebar stabilizer. You can hear it's ever so slightly rattling. And I mean, that's like kind of nitpicky. At the price point, there's nothing comparable. All of these are perfectly stabilized otherwise, and spacebar is quite a long key, so it does tend to have a little bit more rattle and shake in it than normal, just in general with most keyboards. So overall, do I suggest this? Highly. If you like the way this looks and feels, I don't know of a keyboard with a dust cover at this price point. I don't know of a keyboard with this many gaskets and that good audio at this price point, and the flat deck. It just means it's going to be that much easier to clean. A lot of people like myself, though, I would go for the TKL version because I like having a full set of function keys up top, because I'm a StarCraft 2 player as well. And yes, key macros and not having an F2 key to just select my army when it's all in time is a little bit annoying for me. But if you're into 60%ers, then this one's got all of the goods. It's got a whole bunch of built-in functions that you can then change with the software at your whim and do pretty much anything you want with it, and have a very good keycap, very good switch, a very good flat deck, a generally top build quality, a nice flexible soft cable that's 1.8 meters long. It comes with a nice little braided bit. If you're going to travel with it and go to LANs and stuff with it on eSportsman life, then you've got a keyboard cover that's going to protect your switches and your keycaps as well while you put that in your bag. And it's 2 little things and you've got it in your backpack and you're on your way. We do like it. We do like it a lot, Cougar. I think you honestly knocked this out of the park. And I would go as far as to say, as of all the Cougar stuff that I've tested, this and the new water cooler are by far the best products I think Cougar has ever made. Anywho, that is all I have for you on the Cougar Puri Mini RGB. If you have enjoyed this review, please do hit us up with a like and subscribe. And I will see you on the flip side.